Hello. Hey guys, it's Kim. And I have an interesting and very asked about topic I want to talk about today in this Facebook Live. Some of you may be watching it on playback or on YouTube, but I wanted to just come and talk about some of the issues regarding how our emotions interplay and interact with specifically our eating. The premise I want to lay right now is that to realize the thought I want you to have coming into this conversation is number one, and this might be a new thought to you, is that you are not broken. You are functioning and you are performing, you are being completely how you should be, how you were wired to be, how you, there's nothing wrong with you. That's the bottom line. One of our biggest issues in dealing with our own thoughts and selves and emotions are judgment. The judgment we have about how we should or shouldn't feel or do or be certain ways. And what I want, and this is a whole nother discussion, and I'll go into it in future videos and talks, but just the premise that, wow, I am actually 100% okay in how I'm dealing with food, how I'm dealing with everything in my life. I have the tools necessary, and the wiring that has created this, whatever issue is going on, the wiring was absolutely perfectly working. And you have actually now, with this brain you're listening from, you have the tools now to go, oh, understand. Oh, okay, that's why I do these things. That's why I feel this way. And that's why I behave this way. But it's not a judgment that there's something wrong with you. It just means you didn't know prior to this how you were wired, and therefore how to hack in and unwire and rewire. So just want to start with that premise. Every part of us every part of our identity has been and continues to be created by our emotional brain, aka survival. Everything that we see in our life that shows up, good, bad, and the ugly, has been created and embedded deeper and deeper by the survival, aka emotional. See, because when we were little, now this is a whole other subject, got to go read the book, got to go listen to other things, but I just want to make sure we're on the same wavelength here, that the survival brain wins, emotional brain wins every time long term. You can override it with some willpower. You can gut your way through and work hard, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with working hard. But when you're trying to override a deeper identity issue about who you are that was created emotionally, we've got to unwire and rewire it emotionally. So as it relates to food, let's just talk about eating, because I know many of you struggle with specifically a diet kind of mentality where I'm going to really start. This is what I'm talking about. This is when you sense this inside yourself, like, okay, this thing worked for me a long time ago and it's got to work again because I'm starting to put weight back on. And I'm going to really start tomorrow, Monday, next week, after the holidays, whatever this is, after the weekend party, camping trip, whatever it is, it's always going to be something. When you see this tendency in you where I'm really going to do it, and then followed by the inability to stay on. In my book, I talk about the all or nothing monster track. Either I'm all on or therefore I'm all off. And this is honestly a huge factor in weight gain, is people that lose weight. And I don't care what program you lose weight on. We have an amazing weight loss portion, Kickstarter, I call it, to our Real Habits of Health program. But it doesn't matter. The number one cause of weight gain ongoing is dieting because of this issue. People that go, well, I'm really going to start tomorrow, but your survival brain only speaks emotion. So when you approach any kind of change or eating, let's just stay with eating, your survival brain, number one, has a lot to say when it comes to eating specifically. Eating and procreation, that's its specialty. because it doesn't understand that food is plentiful and that you maybe have diabetes or that you weigh 300 pounds. Like, it doesn't get any of that. It just senses emotionally how you're feeling. This is why we want to go in emotionally and rewire, unwire, and create, now that you know how to hack your emotional brain and how to do it, and I'm going to be talking more and more and more about emotional infusion, emotional transfusion, to create new pathways of emotion and thought. But in the beginning, how do you approach starting this weight loss thing? Are you approaching it with anxiety, with fear, with guilt and shame and judgment? And go read all my monster tracks. Blame, fantasy. If only I could lose this much. How many people told me, Kim, I'm going to do this weight loss part, and then when I get my weight off, I'm going to transition to the habits of health. Okay, do you hear the fantasy in that? As soon as I get here, then I'll be okay, and then I'll go to that thing, the thing that's really the true principle of health, which is rewiring, dealing with the inner you, because the inner you is really always going to win. How many times have people lost weight in the weight loss phase, but they didn't do the emotional rewiring about their identity, about who they are, about what, okay, do I really, really, really want health? Do I care that it might take a little longer in the long run? Like, I'm not dead yet, so what's the rush? I want to just stay in a true path of health. I don't want to subvert or counterfeit or bypass the biggest point of, see, it's not the outcome you're searching for anyway in the long run, is it? It's the who you are becoming in the process of, because that's what's going to determine if the results last or not. You can all lose weight. I mean, people are on chemotherapy and lose weight. People fast and lose weight. People, take all kinds of medication to lose weight. But in the long run, if they didn't do anything here, internal, that's who's going to win. So then they, either one of two things, they'll lose the weight and not be happy, so you can't lose enough. Like, you got to keep, I just got like 2 more pounds. I got like 3 more pounds. And then, no, you can actually, people kill themselves with issues like that because they just can't be happy enough. So I want to give you another option to, if you're coming, notice, move to observer and notice, am I coming at this through anxiety, fear, judgment, shame, comparison? If that is the case, stop, because you'll see some results for a little while. But like I said, so go back in, do some just deep breathing with me for just right now. Breathe from your belly. This is a huge habit everybody needs to just develop. If you're a coach and you're helping others get healthier in their minds and their bodies, please teach them these things about deep breathing, because deep breathing calms down the survival emotional brain, calms it down. Because I can guarantee you, how many of you step on a scale and go, ah, and guess what? Your survival brain thinks you might be dying. So it's going to say, go eat, eat. In fact, if you say, I'm going to start tomorrow, that's why we have Last Supper syndrome, that I'm going to eat everything tonight, because that's your survival brain, and it wins. It's been millennia of power. It's how we're here. So don't try to override it. Try to work with it. Try to calm down. And then I want you just to, while you're breathing, get some pictures in your mind that actually of you, how you really want to feel. First of all, gratitude is the gateway. Gratitude will shift the energy from fear and anxiety and stress and this reactive emotions to, oh, okay, thank you. I don't care. If you weigh 300 pounds and you hate your body right now, you can't get to happy body, happiness from anger, angst, comparison, judgment, shame. You can't get to happy from unhappy. It doesn't work long term. You get to happy from choosing now through gratitude, finding authentic things to be grateful for. And this is part of this emotional rewiring, because when you deeply breathe and you find some really authentic, even if it just means, I'm really, really thankful I have a big toe. because if I didn't have a big toe, I'd fall over, or a pinky toe. Like, this is what I'm saying. And some of you aren't going to want to hear this. Like, you're going to resist it and go, oh, Kim, da-da-da. No, honestly, go think about people you know that are maybe really, really, really sick, or don't walk, or don't, can't hear or can't see. Like, find some things that actually, because when you are that person, like when you start having back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, something, you're starting to get disease stuff, diabetes is showing up, heart issues are showing up. Don't you wish that, wouldn't you be grateful for? So think ahead and go, okay, that's the direction I'm headed, and I'm so thankful I have a chance now. Thank you. Thank you. And if you're thanking God, if you're thinking, it's the deeper part of you that's calling you, it's the true part of you. See, if you didn't feel this conflict inside yourself, then you could go, well, I'm fine. There wouldn't be a conflict. The reason you feel this pull, and the reason you notice what you don't want showing up right now, like your weight, your health, your issues, your whatever, is because there's another part of you that is there's a pull, and you feel that pull. And then that's what makes you go, yeah, but I keep eating. Okay, one thing is, get out of the diet, stop starting, okay? That's one strategic thing today. And start breathing. Stop starting and saying, I'm going to start tomorrow. That's what I mean. Oh, tomorrow. No. And if you do eat something that you didn't really like afterwards, you kind of go, well, I really didn't need that cookie. Stop going to judgment. Just stop the judgment. In fact, kind of even go into denial about it a little bit. Don't give it any emotional energy, because those emotions keep firing and wiring, and it's embedding the grooves in our thought and emotion road deeper and deeper and deeper. So if you do have something, because even if you're on a really, really good path, right? I've seen this happen so many times. People are on a good path and they're all like, okay, I've never cheated, and they eat one cookie. That reactive all or nothing mindset kicks in, and it's not the one cookie that is the issue. They can get by with one cookie, but it's the judgment and the shame that follows. Oh, well, crap, I'm already off, so I might as well go eat the whole dozen cookies. And now we get started in this behavior that's called the diet yo-yo dieting loop. This is how people gain all of their weight back. So if you've started to gain weight back, or if you have gained all of your weight back, okay, it's okay, you're not dead yet. You're here, you're listening, you're learning how this works. And now you can go move to observer and go, oh wow, I see how shame and judgment make me want to go eat more. I see that loop of, I'm going to start again tomorrow. I see how that affects me. Okay, interesting, thank you, indicator light, like on my car. That's an indicator light. You don't bash out the indicator light because it came on. You go look and see what's causing that. That's what I want you to do here. Move to observer of it, not judgment and shame about it with yourself, because that will lead to more and more. See, food is also a great numbing agent. It gives us serotonin. It gives us dopamine. It gives us actually chemicals in our body for a minute that, that cookie, oh, that piece of fudge, oh, that ice cream, until that lasts for about 2 minutes maybe while it's happening. And then then the damaging effects of it can kick in. You have to go, well, wait, which do I really want? The momentary serotonin, or have I noticed that I'm going into judgment and shame about it? So you can just decide with the newer part of your brain. That's who I'm speaking to right now. And to do it, you get into an emotion, you deeply breathe, accessing your logical reasoning brain, calming down your survival brain, and then create an image of what really would feel like, and live in that image. Live doing it. See yourself on a movie screen. Sit in a movie theater. Put yourself up on a screen in your mind's eye, doing something. For me, it's running. I used to be a runner, and I loved it until I got hurt. Then I let the monkey mind creep in, and I thought, oh, I can't run because I'll get hurt. Yeah, but guess what? I stopped running, and I got hurt anyway. My back hurt, my hip hurt, my knee hurt. Like, it didn't, just because I didn't run, the pain showed up years later anyway, just because of age, and just because of maybe, I wasn't stretching or exercising or building the muscles. So, okay, I'm going to go back in and go back to what really, really excites me and makes me feel alive, and connect these things to what really matters to you. How much do you want to feel alive in your life? How much do you want to experience passion and creativity and contribution to others? What kind of legacy do you want to leave to your family? Because it's not about if you live or die. We're all going to die. It's a matter of what are you going to impart to them through your example that you know will impact their life when they're ready to hear it. What do you want to be known for? There's a great question to ask yourself too. If today you knew you were going to die, today's the day. Maybe I'm going to just die, not be sick, just die. 5 o'clock today, I'm dying. Well, all day, I'm going to think about, sure, I might think about what I regretted doing, but that's not the part of the question I really want to talk about, because that's not really helpful. What's helpful to me is to think, what will I regret not trying? What will I regret letting fear stop me from doing? And that's the kind of question that is clarifying for you. And all of those roads are going to somehow lead back to your health. Because if you don't have your health, you get none of the other stuff. None of it. Or very little of it. You can still, if you're sick, you can still maybe do some things, but not to the degree. And you have a choice now to fast forward emotionally now, rewiring and connecting to those things that show up for you, that matter. For me, it's connection with people, contribution, impacting not only my family, but the world. And I've got to do this inner work. I got to keep myself. I want to keep myself. See, it comes from desire. Do you hear the energy I have right now? It's not, oh no, I got to do it because what if that and what if that and the people are going to think this and Can't get there from there. You can't get to the happiness place from, it can be an indicator for you right now of what's not working, but then shift it with gratitude, shift it with breathing, shift it with mental and emotional infusion. This emotional infusion, you create it where you want it to be. See, things that are seen are created from things unseen. Everything you see in your world right now was created unseen first. And it only was embedded and wired and fired through emotions. Emotions of excitement. Oh no. The Wright brothers, what if we could fly? What if we could figure out this thing? And they saw the image of it. Everything, everything in everybody's life was created first. And usually by the survival brain. And the survival brain is very effective. So you learn how to use it now with your logical brain. Now that you discover what serves you, what doesn't, what's based on illogical emotions, and what's based on, I can now hack it with desire and with true principles of happiness, which is gratitude, service, contribution, connection, all these things. Like, that's why I'm doing the videos right now. Like, I want to connect to you. I want you to feel what I'm saying, maybe the things I've learned, I've developed, I've gone through the fire myself. I've learned these principles in many areas of my life firsthand. So I'm sharing them with you from an authentic place. And the true part of you is hearing it and resonating with it. I know it. And then you hear the chatter from the other part of you. Totally, totally normal. It's not unique to you. This is normal. And now you get to go, oh, okay, chatter, little 2-year-old self that created the thought and emotion loop that's ran me in my whole life. Okay, I hear you. Thank you. I know you mean well. That's why you're not broken. Every part of you was created from, at the time, an important protective place for your survival. And now you get to rewire it based on this new logical brain you have. But you still have to do it emotionally. So I hope this has helped you. In regards to eating, it's everything. Because if you struggle with eating, I bet you struggle with many other things for helping you get over your shame and judgment. I bet you probably have some financial issues. You have some relationship issues because it's stemming from the same part of the brain, same emotional part of your brain. So let's just go to the source and get it calmed down, figured out, and rewired. Okay? Thanks for being on.